Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj Ki Jai.
Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishakam Vitam Sya Om Ajnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurakam Guruganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Vidam Ujwalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwaguruncha Divyat Bhagavat Premnavi Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchantavananam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhantanidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Bandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishwara Sridharam Manchakopatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahamaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And this is the Madhya-lila chapter 1, the later pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is text 114 when Mahaprabhu was traveling in South India. Tattvabari saha koila tattvara bichar apanake hina buddhi hoilata savar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also had a discussion with the Tattvavadi community, and the Tattvavadis felt themselves to be inferior Vaishnavas. The Tattvavadi sect belongs to Madhvacharya's Vaishnav community, but its behavior differs from the strict Madhvacharya Vaishnava principles. There is one monastery named Uttararadi, and one of its commanders was named Raghuvarya Tirtha Madhvacharya. So this is, 50 years ago, so probably that person's not there anymore. But this is in Udupi. Ananta Purushottama Sri Janardana Padmanabha Vasudeva Koiladarshan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then visited the Vishnu temples of Anantadev, Purushottam, Sri Janardan, Padmanabha, and Vasudeva. Tabe Prabhu Koila Saptatala Vimochan Setubande Snana Rameshwara Darshan. After that, Mahaprabhu delivered the celebrated Saptatala trees, took his bath at Setubanda Rameshwar, and visited the temple of Lord Shiva known as Rameshwara. It is said that the Saptatala trees were very old, massive palm trees. There was once a fight between Vali and his brother Sugriva, and Lord Ramachandra took the side of Sugriva and killed Vali, keeping himself behind one of those celebrated trees. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu toured South India, he embraced the trees, which were delivered and directly promoted to Vaikuntha. Tahai Gorila Kurma Purana Shravan Maya Sita Nileka Ravana Tahate Likan. At Rameshwar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a chance to read the Kurma Purana, in which he discovered the form of Sita kidnapped by Ravana was not the real Sita, but a mere shadow representation. The Kurma Purana states that this shadowy Sita was placed into a fire as a test of chastity, It was Maya Sita who entered the fire and the real Sita who came out of the fire. So the idea is that the Sita that Ravana kidnapped, that was a Maya Sita. So Ravana never actually touched Sita. Shunya Prabhuranandita Hoilaman Ramadas Viprera Kata Hoila Smaran. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very glad to read about the false Sita or the Maya Sita, and he remembered his meeting with Ramadas Vipra, who was very sorry that Mother Sita had been kidnapped by Ravana. Se Puratana Patra Agraha Korinila Ramadase Dekaya Dukkha Kandaila. Indeed, Mahaprabhu eagerly took this page from the, actually it was everything was written on leaves, palm leaves. Indeed, Mahaprabhu eagerly took this page from the Kurma Purana, although the book was very old, and he later showed it to Rama Vipra, whose unhappiness was mitigated, because Ramadas Vipra, he was completely despondent because he was thinking that Sita had been kidnapped by Ravana. He couldn't stand that idea that Sita was taken by Ravana. So he wanted to, he was so despondent over this. And then Mahaprabhu showed him that this is not the real Sita, but this is a Maya Sita that Ravana kidnapped. So then Ramadas Vipra, when he read that as evidence from the Kurma Purana, then he was able to. Otherwise, he was ready to give up his life. But now he became tranquil, satisfied. Brahma Samhita Karnamrita Dui Putipaya Dui Pushtaka Loya Aila Uttama Janiya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also found two other books, namely the Brahma Samhita and Krishna Karnamrita. Knowing these books to be excellent, he took them to present to his devotees. Punarapi Nilachale Gamana Korila Bhaktagane Melia Snana Jatra Dekila. After collecting these books, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Jagannath Puri. At that time, the bathing ceremony of Jagannath was taking place, and he saw it. So that's the Snan Yatra. It's a few weeks before the Rathayatra. Anabasare Jagannathara Napaya Darshan Virohe Alalanata Korila Gaman. When Jagannath was absent from the temple, Mahaprabhu, who could not see him, felt separation and left Jagannath Puri to go to a place known as Alalanath. Alalanath is also known as Brahmagiri. This place is about 14 miles from Jagannath Puri and is also on the beach. There is a temple of Jagannath there at the present moment. Okay, so Mahaprabhu would go to Alalanath. The word Anabasara is used when Sri Jagannath cannot be seen in the temple. After the bathing ceremony, Snan Yatra, Lord Jagannath apparently becomes ill. He is therefore removed to his private apartment where no one can see him. Actually, during this period, renovations are made on the body of the Jagannath deity. This is called Navayobana. During the Rathayatra ceremony, Lord Jagannath once again comes before the public. Thus, for 15 days after the bathing ceremony, Lord Jagannath is not visible to any visitors. So, Jagannath, during the time of Snan Yatra, is taken out of the temple and he's placed when I went to Puri, you could see that he's taken out of the temple and he's placed on a platform above the temple, or a place high. You can see him from the road, and there he's bathed. And then Jagannath is taken for what Srila Govinda Maharaj called nourishment. The nourishment means is repainted and refurbished and everything. But they say at that time that Jagannath has become ill from being bathed, from his Snan Yatra. So, Bhakta Sanidina Kata Tahai Rohila Godera Bhakta Aishe Samuchara Paila Bhakta Sanidin Kata Tahai Rohila Godera Bhakta Aishe Samachara Paila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained for some days at Alananath. In the meantime, he received news that all the devotees from Bengal were coming to Jagannath Puri. Nityananda Sarvabhauma Agraha Kaninya Nilachali Aila Mahaprabhu Ke Loya. When the devotees from Bengal arrived at Jagannath Puri, both Nityananda Prabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya greatly endeavored to take Mahaprabhu back to Jagannath Puri. Birohe Bimala Prabhu Najani Ratri Dine Hinakali Aila Godera Bhaktagane. When Mahaprabhu finally left Alalanath to return to Jagannath Puri, he was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed both day and night due to separation from Jagannath. His lamentation knew no bounds. During this time, all the devotees from different parts of Bengal, and especially from Navadip, arrived in Jagannath Puri. Sabe mili jukti kori kirtana rambila kirtan abeshe prabhur manastira hoila. After due consideration, all the devotees began chanting the holy name together in congregation. Lord Chaitanya's mind was thus pacified by the ecstasy of the chanting. Purve jabe prabhu Ramanandere milila nilachale asibare tari agyadila. Previously, when Mahaprabhu had been touring South India, he met Ramananda Rai on the banks of the Godavari. At that time, it had been decided that Ramananda Rai would resign from his post as governor and return to Jagannath Puri to live with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Raja Agya Loya Teho Aila Katadine Ratri Dine Krishna Kata Ramananda Sane. Upon the order of Mahaprabhu, Sri Ramananda Rai took leave of the king and returned to Jagannath Puri. After he arrived, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very much enjoyed talking with him both day and night about Lord Krishna and his pastimes. Kashi Mishre Kripa Pradyumna Mishradi Milan Paramananda Puri Govinda Kashishvaragaman. After Ramananda Rai's arrival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed his mercy upon Kashi Mishra and met Pradyumna Mishra and other devotees. At that time, three personalities, Paramananda Puri, Govinda, and Kashishvar, came to see Lord Chaitanya at Jagannath Puri. Damodara Swarup Milane Paramananda Shiki Mihite Milan Roy Bhavananda. Eventually there was a meeting with Swarup Damodar, and the Lord became very greatly pleased. Then there was a meeting with Shiki Mahiti and with Bhavananda Rai, the father of Ramananda Rai. Goda Hoite Sarva Vaishnavara Kuliya Grama Base Sange Pratama Milan. All the devotees from Bengal gradually began arriving at Jagannath Puri. At this time, the residents of Kulinagram also came to see Mahaprabhu for the first time. So this first chapter of the Madhya-lila, the pastimes of Mahaprabhu are being presented in the form of sutras or or a summary, and a very quick summary. So so much description is not here. It will be expanded later. All these topics will be described later. But right now, Krishnadas Kaviraj is just putting everything down as to the order in which he'll proceed. And we hear that incidents that are very important, like Ramananda Roy. He left his government service after Mahaprabhu met him near the banks of the Godavari. And Mahaprabhu requested him to spend the rest of, to leave his service and come join him and spend the rest of Mahaprabhu's days with Ramananda Roy, which Ramananda Roy did. He left his service working for the government, working for the king, Maharaj Pratraparudra. And also persons like Govinda, who became the servant of Mahaprabhu. He was sent by Ishwara Puri to be with Mahaprabhu, and he came there with Kashishwar. And both of them were very diligent servants of Mahaprabhu. Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar, who also came a little after Ramananda Roy returned, he and Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy, they would be with Mahaprabhu especially in the nighttime, when Mahaprabhu would feel great separation from Krishna. And also Paramananda Puri, who Mahaprabhu saw as worshipable Guru Varga, as a god brother of his spiritual master. He came there. So they all came to see Mahaprabhu at that time. Naraharidas Arijata Kandabasi Shivananda Sena Sange Mililas Sabayashi. Eventually Naraharidas and other inhabitants of Kanda, along with Shivananda Sen, all arrived, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met them. So devotees from Kolinagram, they came. Also, all the devotees headed by their guide, Shivananda Sen, they arrived in Jagannath Puri prior to the Rathayatra. Snana Jatra Deki Prabhu, Sange Bhaktagan, Sabha Loya Koila Prabhu, Gundicha Marjan. After seeing the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed and cleansed Sri Gundicha temple with the assistance of many devotees. So they had, and that's something that all Mahaprabhu leads the devotees in cleaning the Gundicha temple, Gundicha Marjan. And that's done before, because the deities of Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, they will go from Nilachala to Sundarachala. Sundarachala is the Gundicha temple. And as we said, the Mahaprabhu's mood is taking Krishna from Dwarka to Vrindavan, because the Jagannath temple is seen as Dwarka. As I said, Subhadra is there. Krishna and Balaram were in Vrindavan. Subhadra was never in Vrindavan. So worship of Jagannath is in line with the worship in Dwarka of Krishna. And then, but Mahaprabhu, feeling the separation of Srimati Radharani, in the Rathayatra, his mood is taking Krishna back, taking Krishna to Vrindavan. Sabasange Ratha Jatra Koila Darshan Ratha Agre Nritya Kore Ujjane Gaman. After this, Mahaprabhu and all the devotees saw the Rathayatra, the car festival ceremony. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself danced in front of the car, and after dancing, he entered a garden. Pratraparudre Kripa Koila Seistane Goriya Bhakte Agya Dila Vida Jaradine. In that garden, Mahaprabhu bestowed his mercy upon Maharaj Prachaparudra. Afterwards, when the Bengali devotees were about to return home, the Lord gave separate orders to almost every one of them. So previously, Mahaprabhu didn't want to meet with a king. He said it's not the duty of a sannyasi to meet with as Prabhupada describes it, as a pound shilling, what is it? Pound shilling pence person. That's the British term. We could say Mahaprabhu didn't want to meet with a paisha rupee lakh person, a rich man. So, but Ramananda Roy worked on Mahaprabhu describing the king's devotion for Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu, by that insistence of Ramananda Roy, Mahaprabhu's heart was softened, but he said, still, there is one thing wrong, and that is he still has the name king, which ruins everything, just like a drop of poison in a bowl of milk, or a glass of milk. So Mahaprabhu didn't like that, but actually Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya made a plan, and he told the king, don't worry, during the Rathayatra, Mahaprabhu will take rest in a garden, and then you go there not dressed as a king, but you go there dressed as a humble Vaishnava, and then you will get Mahaprabhu's mercy. That was actually Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's plan. And before that, he was not described as being so tactful, but he made that plan with the king. And initially in the Rathayatra, the king came out, and with a golden broom, he swept in front of the Jagannath cart. And Mahaprabhu was already happy to see that, the king sweeping in front of the Lord's car. But later, when Mahaprabhu rested in the garden near the Gundicha temple, then Maharaj Prachaparudra came there in humble Vaishnava dress, and he read from Mahaprabhu from the chapters dealing with Mahaprabhu's Rathayatra, and Mahaprabhu was very happy and embraced him. And it said, without even knowing that he's the king, but obviously Mahaprabhu did know, because then later when Mahaprabhu decided to go to Vrindavan, he left Jagannath Puri and he went through, I believe it's Cuttack, where the king was living, and the king came out and met Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu embraced him, and the two of them, washed each other with their tears. So obviously, although it said Mahaprabhu didn't know at that time he was a king, but still he did know. Because after that, he didn't make any comment about any problems in seeing a king. Okay. Pratyabda ashibe Rathayatra darshane echale chahe bhakta ganera milane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desired to meet all the devotees of Bengal every year. Therefore, he ordered them to come to see the Rathayatra festival every year. Sarvabhaumagare Prabhur Bhikka Paripati Shatira Matakahe Jate Randi Hauk Sati. Mahaprabhu was invited to dine at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. While he was eating sumptuously, the son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the husband of his daughter Sati, criticized him. Because of this, Sati's mother cursed him by praying that Sati would become a widow. In other words, she cursed her son-in-law to die. So that son-in-law is a moga. And he actually, by that curse, he was dying of cholera. But Mahaprabhu went there and saved him, touched his chest. Mahaprabhu said, He said, the heart of a Brahmin should be the most pure place. So how have you allowed envy to come into your heart and make dirty what should be the purest place? Because the Lord is in one's heart, one should keep one's heart clean. Anyway, when Mahaprabhu touched Amoga's heart, he arose from his deathbed and began chanting. And after that, he never blasphemed any Vaishnavas and actually became a great devotee of Mahaprabhu at Amoga. Varshantare advaitare bhaktera gaman prabhure dekite sabe korila gaman. At the end of the year, all the devotees from Bengal, headed by Advaitacharya, again came to see the Lord. Indeed, there was a great rush of devotees to Jagannath Puri. So end of the year doesn't mean December. It means the end of the lunar year. And they're coming to see Mahaprabhu, and soon it will be, again, Rathayatra. Anande sabare niya dena vashastane shivananda sena kore sabara palana. When all the devotees from Bengal arrived, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu allotted them residential quarters, and Shivananda Sen was put in charge of their maintenance. Shivananda Sange Aila Kukor Bhagavan Prabhora Charana Deki Koila Antardan. A dog accompanied Shivananda Sen and the devotees. And that dog was so fortunate that after seeing the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was liberated and went back home, back to Godhead. Pate Sarvabhauma Saha Sabar Milan Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Kashite Gaman. Everyone met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya on his way to Varanasi. So here it says everyone met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya on his way to Varanasi. And I asked Govinda Maharaj about this line, and he didn't explain it, but it's there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that everyone met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya on his way to Varanasi. Prabhure milila sarva vaishnava asya jalakrita koila prabhu sabare loya. After arriving at Jagannath Puri, all the Vaishnavas met with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Later, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sported in the water, taking all the devotees with him. Sabaloya koila gundicha griha samarjan Rathayatra darshane prabhura nartan. First the Lord washed the temple of Gundicha very thoroughly. Then everyone saw the Rathayatra festival and the Lord's dancing before the car. Upavane koila prabhu bibida bilas prabhura abhisheka koila vipra Krishnadas. In the garden along the road from the Jagannath temple to Gundicha, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed various pastimes. A Brahmin named Krishnadas performed the bathing ceremony of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gundichate nritya ante koila jalakeli hera panchamite dekila lakmi devir keli. After dancing in the Gundicha temple, the Lord sported in the water with his devotees. And on Hera Panchami Day, they all saw the activities of the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. So that's called Lakshmi Vijay, or Hera Panchami. It's, I believe, 5 days after the Rathayatra. Is it? 5 days. Anyway. So that's the Hera Panchami. Later we can read about that. Krishna Janma Jatrate Prabhu Gopabesha Hoila Dadibara Bahitabe Laguda Firaila On Janmashtami, Lord Krishna's birthday, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dressed himself as a cowherd boy. At that time, he carried a balance with pots of yogurt and wheeled a rod about. So, cowherd boys, they used to carry rod and rope for tying the rear legs of the cows. Sometimes the cows would kick when being milked. They'd carry a rope and they'd carry a rod. At this time of Janmashtami, Mahaprabhu is carrying pots of yogurt and he's wheeling a rod about. And the descriptions of twirling that rod are very close, like what you can perceive if you've ever seen, though it's not a good comparison, but drum majorettes. They'll twirl the baton around them, between their legs. They'll throw the baton up in the air and catch it while it's still twirling, and like that. Mahaprabhu did that with a stick, with a rod, and he's twirling. And apparently, the cowherd boys were versed in that. So, Godera Bhakta Gane Tabe Korila Bilai Sangera Bhakta Loya Kori Kirtana Sadai. After this, Mahaprabhu bade farewell to all the devotees from Godadesh, Bengal, and continued chanting with his intimate devotees who constantly remained with him. Vrindavana Jaite Koila Godare Gaman Prata Parudra Koila Pate Bibida Sevan. To visit Vrindavan, the Lord went to Godadesh, Bengal. On the way, Maharaj Pratra Parudra performed a variety of services to please the Lord. Puri Gosai, Sange, Bastra, Pradana, Prasanga, Ramananda Roy, Aila, Bhadraka, Parjanta. On the way to Vrindavan via Bengal, there was an incident wherein some cloth was exchanged with Puri Gosai. Sri Ramananda Roy accompanied the Lord so far as the city of Bhadrak. Asi Vidya Vachaspatir Grihete Rahila Prabhure Dekite Lok Sangata Hoila. When Mahaprabhu reached Vidyanagar, Bengal, on the way to Vrindavan, he stopped at the house of Vidyavachaspati, who was the brother of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly arrived at his house, great crowds of people gathered. So that we go to that place of Vidyavachaspati on our fourth day of Parikrama, Vidyanagar. And so Mahaprabhu went there on his way to Vrindavan. He passed through that place of Vidyanagar, the place of Vidyavachaspati. He stopped first along the way near where Raghunath Das was staying and others. But then he arrived at Vidyanagar. And by that time, the crowds were so big. Mahaprabhu had not been for some years in Bengal. The crowds that came to see him were so enormous that it was with difficulty that Mahaprabhu was traveling. But after he went to Vidyanagar, suddenly he disappeared. And then he showed up in where now the place where Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mad is, in Koladvip. So, Panchadin deke lok nahika vishram lokbaye ratre prabhu aila kuliyagram. For 5 consecutive days all the people gathered to see the Lord, and still there was no rest. Out of fear of the crowd, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left at night and went to the town of Kulia, present-day Navadip. So that Kulia is where the mat is. It's called Aparad Bhanjan Pot. After Mahaprabhu had been gone for some time, he came there and he forgave so many offenders, sir. Kuliya Gramate Prabhur Shunyagaman Koti Koti Loka Ashi Koila Dararshan. Hearing the Lord's arrival in Kuliyagram, many hundreds of thousands of people came to see him. Kuliyagrame Koila Devanandere Prashad Gopal Biprere Kamaila Shriva Saparad. Okay. Kuliyagrame Koila Devanandere Prashad Gopala Biprere Kamaila Srivasa Parada. The specific acts performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at this time were his showing favor to Devananda Pandit and excusing the Brahmin known as Gopala Chapo from the offense he had committed at the lotus feet of Srivas Thakur. So he forgave Devananda Pandit. That's somewhat near to where the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat is, where he forgave Devananda Pandit. He also forgave Gopala Chapo, who had offended Srivas Thakur by putting articles of worship for Bhavani, put their wine and red sandalwood paste, and then put it outside the door of Srivas Thakur. When Srivas Thakur came out, he said, "Oh, now I've been discovered. You see, I'm secretly a Shakta. I'm secretly doing this kind of worship." But all the people became very disturbed. No, this is an offense someone has committed against Srivas Thakur. They were just annoyed. They never doubted Srivas Thakur's character. But a few days later, that foolish Gopal Chapo who had done that, he got leprosy and he had to move out of where he was living he moved to near the Ganga. No one wanted to go near him. And one time he came and saw Mahaprabhu and he said, "Please, you can relieve my suffering, please relieve my suffering." And then Mahaprabhu said, "No, you didn't offend me, you offended Srivas Thakur. So I hope you continue suffering for a very, very long time." And then Mahaprabhu left. Later, at Gopal Chapo, he begged forgiveness from Srivas Thakur. And then when Mahaprabhu came there, Mahaprabhu forgave him and took away his disease of leprosy. Pashandi Nindakashi Parila Charane Aparada Kami Tare Dila Krishna Preme. Many atheists and blasphemers came and fell at the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord in return excused them and gave them love of Krishna. Kuliya Grame Koila Devanandere Prashad Gopala Viprere Kamaila Srivas Aparad. And then Vrindavana Jabana Prabhu Shune Nishingananda Pata Sajaila Mani Payananda. When Sri Nishingananda Brahmachari heard that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to Vrindavan, he became very pleased and mentally began decorating the way there. This is Nishingananda Brahmachari. Kuliya Nagara Hoite Pataratre Bandaila Nibrita Pushpa Shaya Upare Patila. First, Nisringananda Brahmachari contemplated a broad road starting from the city of Kuliya. He bedecked the road with jewels, upon which he then laid a bed of stemless flowers. So The road was made with jewels and covered with soft flowers. Pate dui dike pushpa bakulera shreni madhye madhye dui pashe dibya pushkarini. He mentally decorated both sides of the road with bakula flower trees, and at intervals on both sides he placed lakes of a transcendental nature. So Nishingananda Brahmachari is preparing the path by which Mahaprabhu will go to Bengal, and he's doing all this worship in his mind. And he's decorating the road with jewels and flowers and fragrant flower trees and lakes and everything. Ratna bandagata tahe prafula kamal nanapaki kola hala shuddha samajal. Those lakes had bathing places constructed with jewels, and they were filled with blossoming lotus flowers. There were various birds chirping, and the water was exactly like nectar. Okay. So, Nishingananda Brahmachari is making a very beautiful path in his mind for Mahaprabhu to walk to Vrindavan. Shitala Samira Bahe Nana Gandaloya Kanaira Natashala Parjanta Loila Bandiya. The entire road was surcharged with many cool breezes, which carried the fragrance from various flowers. He carried the construction of this road as far as Kanai Natashala. So Kanai Natashala is a little after Ramakeli. Kanai Natashala is about 200 miles from Calcutta. So Nishingananda Brahmachari is decorating the road, but he can't decorate the road beyond Kanai Natashala. Which is a little beyond Ramakeli. Age mana nahi chali na pare bandite pata bandana jai nishinga hoila bishmite. Within the mind of Nishingananda Brahmachari, the road could not be constructed beyond Kanai Natashala. He could not understand why the road's construction could not be completed, and thus he was astonished. So, he's preparing this road for Mahaprabhu to travel on, but he can't build the road beyond Kanai Natashala. So then the Sringananda Brahmachari, he can understand what's happening. He goes, Nischai Koriya Kohe Shuna Bhaktagan Ebarana Jabina Prabhu Sri Vrindavan. With great assurance, he then told the devotees that Mahaprabhu would not go to Vrindavan at that time. So because in his mind, he can't construct the road beyond Kanai Natashala, then he concludes that the Lord's not going to go to Vrindavan at this time. He's not going to get all the way to Vrindavan. That's what he told the devotees with great assurance. So you could understand, in Sringananda Brahmachari, his mental construction of this road is not just some dream, it's a fact. And when he can't construct a road beyond Kanai Natashala, he knows that the Lord's not going to get any further than Kanai Natashala. Kanaira Natashala hoite ashiba firinya janibe paschat kahilu nischai korinya. Nisringananda Brahmachari said, the Lord will go to Kanai Natashala, and then will return. All of you will come to know of this later, but I now say this with great assurance. Gosai Kuliya Hoite Chalila Brindavan Sange Sahasrika Lok Jatabhaktagan. When Mahaprabhu began to proceed from Kuliya toward Vrindavan, thousands of people went with him, and all of them were devotees. Jahanjaya Prabhu Tahan Koti Shankalok Dekite Aishe Deki Kande Dukashok. Wherever the Lord visited, crowds of innumerable people came to see him. When they saw him, all their unhappiness and lamentation disappeared. So that was very good for all these persons, but it was a difficulty for Mahaprabhu to travel with so many persons. Jahan Prabhur Chanana Paraye Chalite Se Mritika Loy Lok Garta Hoy Pate. Wherever the Lord touched the ground with his lotus feet, people immediately came and gathered the dirt. Indeed, they gathered so much that many holes were created in the road. Wherever you walk, they're gathering up the dirt. And this way they're leaving big holes in the road by so much earth they're taking. Aichichali Aila Prabhu Ramakeli Gram Godera Nikata Gram Ati Anupam. Mahaprabhu eventually arrived at a village named Ramakeli. This village is situated and on the border of Bengal and is very exquisite. Very exquisite. Tahan Nritya Kori Prabhu Premia Chaitan Koti Koti Lok Ayushe Dekite Charan. While performing Sankirtan in Ramakeli, the Lord danced and sometimes lost consciousness due to love of God. While at Ramakeli Gram, an unlimited number of people came to see his lotus feet. Godeshwara Javanraj Prabhava Shuniya Kahite Lagila Kichu Bishmita Haya. When the Muslim king of Bengal heard of Mahaprabhu's influence in attracting innumerable people, he became very much astonished and began to speak as follows. So at this place, Ramakeli, the Muslim king is living there, and two of his ministers are Sakir Malik and Dabir Khas, who later became Sanatan and Rupa Goswami. So they're there. And the king is astonished by so many people traveling with Mahaprabhu. This is not what you would normally want if you were traveling, because the Muslims obviously don't want any kind of crowds forming or any kind of revival of the worship of the Hindus. So they certainly don't want any prophets leading the person. So it's a very noticeable thing when Mahaprabhu comes there to Ramakeli, the place of the king, with so many people following him. Binadani etalog jatra pachehoy seta goshaya iha janiya nischoy. So the king, Muslim king, is speaking. Such a person who is followed by so many people without giving them charity must be a prophet. I can surely understand this fact. Kaji Javana Ihara Nakoriya Himsan Apana Ichaya Bulina Apana Ichaya Buluna Jahan Unharaman. The Muslim king ordered the magistrate, do not disturb this Hindu prophet out of jealousy. Let him do his own will wherever he likes. Keshava Chatriya Raja Bharta Puchila Prabhura Mahima Chatri Udaya Dila. When the Muslim king asked his assistant, Keshav Chatri, for news of the influence of Mahaprabhu, Keshav Chatri, although knowing everything about Mahaprabhu, tried to avoid the conversation by not giving any importance to Mahaprabhu's activities. So Keshav Chatri tries to not give any importance to Mahaprabhu's activities because he doesn't want the king to disturb Mahaprabhu. Keshav Chatri knows everything about Mahaprabhu, but he doesn't give that information to the king because he's thinking, if I give importance to Mahaprabhu, the Muslims will come and disturb him. Bikari Sanyasi Kore Tirta Parjantan Taridaki Bari Aishe Duicharijan. Keshav Chatri informed the Muslim king that Mahaprabhu was a mendicant touring different places of pilgrimage and that as such only a few people came to see him. But the king knows otherwise. Jabane Tomaratai Koraye Lagani Tarahim Shaya Laba Nahi Hoy Arahani. Keshav Chatri said, out of jealousy your Muslim servant plots against him. I think that you should not be very interested in him, for there is no profit in it. Rather, there is simply loss. So Keshav Chatri is not so worried about the king, but he's worried about all the advisors to the king and all the Muslims, that they will try to impede Mahaprabhu. Rajare Prabodhi Keshava Brahmana Pataya Chalibara Tare Prabhure Pataila Kohinya. After pacifying the king in this way, Keshav Chatri sent a Brahmin messenger to Mahaprabhu requesting him to leave without delay. Dabir Keshavere Raja Puchila Nibrite Gosaira Mahimate Ho Lagila Koite. In private, the king inquired from Dabir Kas, who later became Srila Rupa Goswami, who began to speak about the glories of the Lord. Although Keshav Chatri tried to minimize the importance of Mahaprabhu, fearing that the Muslim king will take action against Mahaprabhu, when the king asked Dabir Kas, who is one of his advisors, and that Mahaprabhu is gone to Ramakeli to actually rescue or take out of the Muslim king's service Dabir Kas and Sakar Malik, who became Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. So, but when the king asked Rupa Goswami about who is this mendicant who has come here, then Rupa Goswami began to glorify the Lord. Jai Tomare Rajadila, Jai Tomara Goshaya, Tomara Deshe, Tomara Bhagye Janmila Ashinya. Srila Rupa Goswami said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who gave you this kingdom and whom you accept as a prophet, has taken birth in your country due to your good fortune. Tomara Mangala Banche Karya Siddhi Hoy Ihara Ashirbade Tomara Sarvatra Ejoy. This prophet always desires your good fortune. By his grace, all your business is successful. By his blessings, you will attain victory everywhere. Morahena Pucha Tumi Pucha Apanaman Tumi Nara Deepa How Vishnu Amsha Sam. Why are you questioning me? Better that you question your own heart. Because you are the king of the people, you are the representative of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, you can understand this better than I. You're ruling by the will of the Lord, and the king has to have some of this divine vision. So you look to your own heart, and then you look to your own heart, and then you tell me who Mahaprabhu is. This is what Rupa Goswami says. Tomara chite Chaitanya re kaiche hoy gyan, tomara chite jailoy seta brahman. Thus Srila Rupa Goswami informed the king about his mind as a way of knowing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He assured the king that whatever occurred in his heart could be considered evidence. Heart and mind, we sometimes will use them interchangeably. Because if I asked you, where is your mind? Where are you going to tell me? Where is your mind? And your brain is just like a workshop. It's not the mind. That's for thinking. The brain will help you with thinking, but it's not the mind. The mind is an entity. Mind and heart. Rajakohe Shunamara Mane Jailoy Sakarishwara Ihan Nahika Samshoy. The king replied, my mind, I understand Mahaprabhu to be the Supreme Personality of God, the Lord Himself. There is no doubt about it. So he's a Muslim king, but look at the conclusion he comes to. That Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord Himself. Etakahe Rajagela Nija Abhyantare Tabe Dabir Kasha Aila Apanaragare. After having this conversation with Rupa Goswami, the king entered his private house. Rupa Goswami, then known as Dabir Kas, also returned to his residence. Gariyashi Duibai Jakati Karinya Prabhu Deki Bare Chale Beisha Lukaya. After returning to his residence, Dabir Kas and his brother decided after much consideration to go see the Lord incognito. Ardaratri Duibai Aila Prabhustane Pratame Milila Nityananda Haridasa Sane. Thus in the dead of night, the two brothers, Dabir Kas and Sakir Malik, went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incognito. First they met Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. Tara Duijan, Shanaila Prabhu Gochare, Rupa Sakar Malik, Aila Toma Dekibare. Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur told Mahaprabhu that two personalities, Sri Rupa and Sanatan, had come to see him. Sakar Malik was the name of Sanatan Goswami, and Dabir Kas was the name of Rupa Goswami. They were recognized by these names in the service of the Muslim king. Therefore, these are Muslim names. As officials, the brothers adopted all kinds of Muslim customs. Dui Gucha, Trina Duhe, Darshan, Darshane Darinya, Gale Bastra, Bande Pade, Dandavadhaya. In great humility, both brothers took bunches of straw between their teeth, and each binding a cloth around his neck, fell down like rods before the Lord. Tonya Rodana Kore Anande Biva Prabhu Kohe Uta Oila Manga. Upon seeing Mahaprabhu, the two brothers were overwhelmed with joy. And out of humility, they began to cry. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them to get up and assured them of all good fortune. Uti Duibai Tabe Dante Trinadori, Danya Kori, Stuti Kori, Kara Joda Kori. The two brothers got up, and again, taking straw between their teeth, they humbly offered their prayers with folded hands. So putting straw between one's teeth is a sign of humility, was an external sign of humility. Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Doyamoy, Patita Pavana Jaya, Jaya Mahashai. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most merciful Savior of the fallen souls. All the glories to the Supreme Personality. Nicha Jati, Nicha Sange, Kori, Nicha Kaj, Tomara Grete Prabhu, Kohite Basilaj. My Lord, we belong to the lowest class of men, and our associates in employment are also of the lowest type. Therefore, we cannot introduce ourselves to you. We feel very much ashamed standing here before you. Matuya nashti papatma naparadi chakaschana pariharepi lajame kimbruve purushottama. Dear Lord, let us inform you that no one is more sinful than us, nor is there any offender like us. Even if we wanted to mention our sinful activities, we would immediately become ashamed, and what to speak of giving them up. Patita pavana hetu tomara avatar, ama bai jagate patita nahiyar. The two brothers submitted, Dear Lord, you have incarnated to deliver the fallen souls. You should consider that in this world there is none so fallen as us. Jagai Madai Dui Korile Udar Tahan Udarite Shrama Nahila Tomar. You had delivered the two brothers Jagai and Madai, but to deliver them you did not have to exert yourself very much. Brahmana Jati Tara Naladipe Gar Nicha Seva Nahi Kore Tabe Nichera Korpar. The brothers Jagai and Madai belonged to the Brahmin caste, and their residence was in the holy place of Navadip. They never served low-class persons, nor were they instruments to abominable activities. So Rupa Goswami, they're speaking in this way. They're saying, all right, you saved Jagai and Madai. They was considered the most fallen persons, but they're not as fallen as us because they were born in Brahmin families and they lived in Navadip. They never served Muslims. They never adopted abominable activities like the Muslims, and they never helped them in conquering. So they said, actually Jagai and Madai, they weren't as fallen as us. Sabi ek dashatara hoy papachar paparasi dohe namabasai tomar. Jagai and Madai had but one fault. They were addicted to sinful activity. However, volumes of sinful activity can be burned to ashes simply by a dim reflection of the chanting of your holy name. So they had one fault. They were committing sinful activities. But all their sinful activities could be taken away when they chanted the holy name. But we have gone beyond that. We have gone beyond sinful activities by accepting employment within the Muslim government. That's like implying that, we've adopted the activities of the Muslims, we've helped them, we have helped them conquer. You could say that Jagai and Madai, they were fallen, they were committing sinful activities, but they weren't, so to speak, traitors. You could say something like that. That's the implication. We have become influenced by this activity of Tomara nama loya, tomara korila nindan, se nama hoilatar, muktakaran. Jagai and Madai uttered your holy name by way of blaspheming you. Fortunately, that holy name became the cause of their deliverance. Jagai Madai hoite koti koti gun, arama patita papi amiduijan. We are millions and millions of times inferior to Jagai and Madai. We are more degraded, fallen, and sinful than they. Molecha jati, molecha sevi, kori molecha karma, go brahmana drohi sange amara sangama. We belong to the caste of Muslims because we are servants of the Muslims. Indeed, our activities are exactly like those of the Muslims because we always associate with such people. We are inimical toward the cows and Brahmins. And it says, Molecha jati, molecha sevi, kori molecha karma. Now, in the context of Bengal, you can say mlecha means meat eater, but in the context of Bengal, in this context, mlecha means Muslims. The Muslims were called mlechas. If in Bengal you referred at that time to the mlechas, you weren't thinking of foreigners from Europe or anything who were also meat eaters. They were thinking of the Muslim conquerors. Actually, we belong to the caste of Muslims because we are servants of Muslims. Indeed, our activities are like those of the Muslims. Because we always associate with such people, we are inimical towards the cow and Brahmins. Murakarma murahate galaya bandiya ku vishaya vishta garte diache velaya. The two brothers Sakar Malik and Dabir Kas very humbly submitted that due to their abominable activities, they were now bound by the neck and hands and had been thrown into a ditch filled with abominable stool-like objects of material sense enjoyment. Kuvishaya Vishta Garte, thrown into a ditch of stool. Ama udarite boli nahi tribu vane patita pavana tumi sabe tom habine. No one within the three worlds is sufficiently powerful to deliver us. You are the only savior of the fallen souls. Therefore, there is no one but you. Ama udariya jadi dekau nidchabal patita pavananam tabe se safal. If you simply deliver us by your transcendental strength, then certainly your name will be known as Patita Pavana, the savior of the fallen souls. Well, if you deliver us, then your name will really be Patita Pavan. We're that bad. Satya ek bata kahun shuna doyamoy go mo binu dayana patra jagate nahoy. Let us speak one word that is true. Plainly hear us, O merciful one. There is no other object of mercy within the three worlds but us. So I'm going to continue here tomorrow. Now it's getting a little late, but this is a very wonderful part, very nice description. And the way that Rupa and Sanatan Goswami express themselves. Very beautiful. Now, whenever Rupa or Sanatan, whether individually or together, whenever they were in Jagannath Puri, they stayed with Haridas Thakur and Siddha Bhaku. And they never even thought about entering the temple of Jagannath. And they can, along with Haridas Thakur was born in a Muslim family. Now he's the Namacharya, the Acharya of the Holy Name, so he's certainly recognized by everyone as a saint. But he never even thought about entering in the Jagannath Puri temple. He never even considered that. Nor did Rupa or Sanatan Goswami. They stayed with Haridas Thakur, and they never even went near to the entrance of the Jagannath Puri temple. Mahaprabhu used to go and see them when he would go to bathe in the ocean. He would see them. That's how they would meet with the Lord. He would go visit Haridas Thakur. But one time when Mahaprabhu called Sanatan Goswami, he wouldn't even go by the path that went near the temple. So they never went near the temple of Jagannath Puri. But they used to see the chakra on the top of the temple and offer obeisances there. So tomorrow we'll continue reading. He doesn't play mridanga. Huh? I can play a little bit, but very badly. I'm just going to play kartals. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Janabaya Nama. Actually, I have this mic here when I play the kartals. Then when you hear the the playback of this, the kartals sound like.
Yeah, they don't allow us to use kartals in the studio.
And,
You want to play Mridanga?
huh?
You want some Mridanga?
Yeah, but I think that's going to be also pretty.
Not like kartals.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'll play kartals.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you play the kartals. You want these kartals?
Yeah.
Okay, here, take these.
It's
Just
the
a
right
minute. No, here. Okay. Take. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Ganadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhattaraguna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna H.I. Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jaite Vignana Shamista Puran H.I. Gosai Jar Mui Dharana Tasabar Banarenu Mora Panchagras Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame Janame More Abhilash H.I. Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Gloria Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamoda Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Gloria Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamoda Sankirtana Kohe Naratamoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitya Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad, Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad, Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sarashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakakshidhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad, Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad, Vaishnava Sarvabhauma, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Prem Se Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad Ki Jai, Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvavarenya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham ki jai, Shri Nam Mayapur ki jai, Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Saparshada Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Koladvip ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai, Soquel Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai, Ganga Devi ki jai, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai, Lalita Devi Dasi ki jai, Gaur Brahmanande Hari Hari Bol.
Jai Sripad, Srila Bhakti, Pavan, Janardan Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.